The difference between a broke, loser, failure lead generation agency owner and a lead generation agency owner who drives a Lambo, has a Rolex, and has complete location, time, and financial freedom is one thing, and it's the offer. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build an offer for your B2B lead gen agency in 2024 that lets you absolutely rip through the market, charge high prices, scale to multi-six figures, have good profit margins, deliver amazing results to your clients, and pretty much do everything necessary that you need to really succeed in 2024. Now you're probably wondering, who is this dude? Why does he look like a zebra? And there's really no reason for the jacket, but my name is Levi Eerola. In the past 1.5 years, I have helped over 200 B2B lead gen agency owners scale to $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month with their lead gen agency in really predictable and fast way. And also I have done it myself. I scaled my own lead gen agency from $0 to $40,000 a month in 6 months. And I would truly say that one of the biggest reasons why we have been able to do this so predictably and so efficiently is the way we create offers and how we look at offer creation. Because there's a bunch of random nonsense fugazi about offers on the internet, which confuses a lot of people. And if you're looking to build an agency to escape to your 9 to 5, make some extra money, provide a better living for people around you, you probably are in the same boat. You are confused. You're like, I don't even know what I should be doing here. What should I sell? How should I price it? Do I need a guarantee? Etc. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do so you're able to go out there and absolutely crush it. So if you are here and you have your own lead generation agencies, you're a lead gen agency owner, and here is John. John is a potential client. Your offer is the thing that you give John when John gives you something else, and you give your offer. The big misconception and big mistake that I see most people making when they try to make an offer is they read a book or they watch a YouTube video and they understand the whole concept completely wrong. So what you need to understand when creating an offer and when creating an agency is that there are multiple stages to the offer. The offer is completely dynamic and is completely based on your situation, your case studies, your experience, and the time you have spent in the market. So if you have a really simple graph here, and here on bottom we have time, and then on the left side we have revenue or money, your offer is gonna change a lot. Your offer is not gonna be the same. A lot of people think that, yeah, I just need that one home run offer and then I'll never change it. But you obviously should change it in the beginning. You probably will start out and you will have your version 1 offer. So boom, 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 and you get to 5K a month with your version 1 offer in, let's say, 3 months. Then here you identify the damn, here's another pain in the market, or is there a better pain point to target, or I can price my service better because you have already worked with a few clients, so you get some data from the actual market, and then you change your offer and you use that boom, boom, boom to scale to the next level. And let's say that this is 10K and this takes you 7 months to do. And sometimes it's completely natural if you go ahead and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make this change. Sometimes you make the wrong change and you backtrack yourself a bit. You drop down to 7K. Like, this happens. You will never be 100% perfect. But the whole concept of creating offers is to keep dynamic. So you're gonna have an offer for your business like this. Then you're gonna go into the market and you're gonna do marketing and sales. You're gonna get clients and you're gonna work with the clients and you're gonna learn and you're gonna get experience and data and feedback. So you're gonna get feedback from the market on your offer. Then you're gonna take that feedback and change your offer based on it. And I'm gonna show you in a second how to do this and what it actually means, but it's continuously spinning loop. You're gonna be adding different services to your offer. You're gonna be adding different guarantees. You're gonna be targeting different end results, different time frames, different ways to position the offer, different pricing model. You're gonna be changing the offer a lot, because if you start out today and you have never ran a lead gen agency, the level of information and understanding and experience you have is super low. You're not really an expert on it. And then you go into a niche that you have never been in, and once again, it's completely new to you. Then slowly, when you start working the niche, after 3 months, after a few clients, you're gonna understand that, oh, this is actually what they want, or oh, this is what they really struggle with, and oh, what if I just change my pricing like this? It would get rid of this problem. So you change it a bit, and then you do that for another 4, 5, 6 months, and you're like, okay, now I've been doing this. Also, these companies would like to do LinkedIn advertising. Boom, I'm gonna add that to my service, and now my offer once again changes completely because there's another element to it. You need to price it differently. You need to have different guarantees. It's gonna deliver different end results, etc. So it's always you're learning and learning and learning and seeing more about the market and your service. You're gonna be changing the offer. Boom. And that's facts. To really go into the stages, because obviously understanding this theory is great and understanding the framework, it's absolutely amazing, but it won't really make a difference if you don't understand how to actually use it in the real life. The first thing we need to do, we need to have our first offer, and we call this the version 1 offer. And this is pretty much when you are a complete beginner. You don't have any clients, you don't have any experience, you're completely green, you have no case studies, you're just basically starting out. Here, we really want to focus on simplicity. We want to do something super basic that is already proven to work, because that's how we know that it's going to also work for us. A lot of people, when they create their first offer, they're like, oh, I need to go and I need to create this super unique thing and I need to differentiate my agency and their saturation and blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, you don't need to differentiate yourself in the market when you are the newest and least experienced person in the market. There's no point in trying to reinvent the wheel. So a really easy way to figure out what kind of a version one offer to run is literally just go look at other lead gen agencies, their websites in your niche, and just look at what they do and just model based on that. That's literally like the easiest way to figure out what you should offer. Usually what the version one offer looks like, it's super simple. The main thing, it has one service, it has low prices, it's really heavily based on performance, and it has good guarantees. And this is what your offer needs to look like in the beginning. Just one service. Don't try to deliver multiple things to the client. You won't be able to do it because you're not good enough. You can't charge super high prices unless you're like super competent in sales and in the niche, etc. But for 95% of people watching this video, you need to have very low prices. It needs to be really based on performance, really heavily, because once again, you want to take as much risk away from the client, and you need to have good guarantees, once again, for the same reason. And yeah, I know this is not optimal. Obviously, you want to charge super high retainers and offer all of these crazy things, but you just can't do that yet. So what would this usually look like? If you run a B2B lead gen agency, I would recommend that you deliver the leads with cold email. So cold email would be your one service. For pricing and performance, we want to really like link these two together. What I like to do when starting out on where I help someone else start out is I recommend them to do a starting fee plus pay per call pricing. AKA, when you start working with a new client, you charge them $1,000 to $3,000 to get started. This is just pretty much for starting the project. This is going to pretty much cover all of your expenses and make sure the client is engaged and committed into working with you. And after that, they're going to only pay you based on the qualified calls you book them, the leads you deliver, because you do lead gen. I recommend this number to be anywhere between $200 and $500, depending a bit on how big the deal size is and in what niche you are in. First, for the starting fee, like this is really going to come down to your own level of competency in sales. The difference between setting $1,000 and $3,000 starting fee, really, you don't have to do anything differently. You just need to be better at sales and be more comfortable with charging higher prices. At this point, the point isn't really to make the most amount of money and profit. When starting out, the only goal you have is to get your first few clients or able to get your case studies. I'm going to show you in a second why it's so important for developing the offer. And really the biggest needle mover here is going to be their deal size. So if, for example, you are in a niche like software development, the deal sizes can be huge there. The deal sizes can be $500,000, $1 million, and $2 million to build a big software solution. If the deal sizes are like $500,000, yeah, then it makes sense to charge on the higher end. But let's say that your client sells a marketing service that costs $3,000 a month, then it's probably going to be on the lower end. And then if you're like in a really, really tight spot, like you really want your first clients fast and you're not really super competent in sales, like easy things you can do is you can, for example, take the starting fee and you can break the starting fee into the first few calls. So let's say you want to sell a $3,000 starting fee, but you can't get the client to pay $3,000 upfront. So what you can do is you can split this up and okay, you only pay $500 out of the $3,000 right now. So there's $2,500 left and we just divide this for the first 10 calls. You pay $250 extra for the first 10 calls. This is also a really easy way to get a higher starting fee without actually having to be like a super good closer. Helps a lot with the friction. But the client should always pay something advanced. I would say that at least $500 because this shows that the client is committed into actually working with you. If they don't pay anything in advance, it's really risky for you to build a campaign for them. And then the last thing is the guarantees. So once again, like when you're thinking about the guarantees, you want to really think about your pricing and also the possible objections that the client might have. So when you're starting out completely new, when you don't have case studies, you don't have credibility, you don't have experience, what kind of objections would the client have when looking at your price? Your pricing is based on two different things, so they're probably going to have two main objections. First objection that they're going to have is, okay, but if I pay this guy $1,000 or $3,000 or whatever they pay you advanced and they turn out to be completely trash, it's just a scam. They don't deliver what they promised. It doesn't look anything like they were telling me and it's just a big mistake. So what I like to do in these cases to remove that fear from the prospect is I just like to offer a 30-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. And pretty much how this works is it's not even going to be based on results, but you just tell the client that, yeah, John, I 100% understand you are a bit hesitant to pay $3,000 upfront or $2,000 upfront because we are fairly inexperienced. There's no proof that we actually know what we're doing. I completely understand it. So what I'll do is I'll give you a 30-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. So it's pretty much a risk-free trial for the first 30 days. We start working together. We work together for the first month. And then during that first month, you see that we actually know what we're doing. We give you good communication. We give you good reports. We're actually here to get you good results. And then if for some reason you don't like how we work together, you just let us know and we'll refund you the whole starting fee and everything you have paid us until that point. Sound fair? Boom. So that way pretty much it just removes the risk from the prospect side. Like, okay, what if this is a scam and what if it actually doesn't work? And really the only thing you need to do is you just need to make sure sure that the expectations you set for the client actually happen in reality. If you promise them the moon from the stars, you're like, oh, all of these crazy things are going to happen and we're going to take a rocket ship, fly to your office and bring 1 million people there and generate you $10 million and we're going to communicate with you every single day and all of these things. Like if you set really high expectations and then you start working with them and that doesn't actually happen, obviously they're not going to be satisfied. So you just need to make sure that you set realistic expectations. Yeah, we're going to have a weekly call. We're going to do this first, then we're going to do this. You probably are not going to book crazy amount of calls in the first month because we're just setting up everything. I'm going to send you a Slack message every single day on what's happening. And then they're like, okay, that's what I expect. And then you just make sure that you match that expectation, or even better, you over deliver and you go the extra mile to make sure that they're super satisfied. The second objection they are having in their head, like they're like, okay, the starting fee is completely fine. There's no risk with that. But what if this guy books me 10 calls and I have to pay him $5,000 for those 10 calls? What if I go to those calls and all of the calls are absolutely trash? They're super low quality. No one wants to buy. They're all wrong type of prospects. Like what if that happens? That's obviously the second risk that they're going to have in their mind with your pricing model. So what you can tell them is, okay, John, I completely understand. I'm going to give you 100% quality guarantee on the calls we actually book you. So every single time when we book you a call, we are going to ensure that it's going to be in the right industry. It's going to be the right decision maker. It's going to be in the right location, and it's going to be the right company size. And they're going to show up to the call. If one of these things doesn't happen, if they are from the wrong place or it's not the right person or they don't show up to the call, you don't pay us money for that call. So that way, John, you know that you're only paying us when you actually have a chance to sell your service to a person who actually fits the criteria we have set. And the reason why we use those 5 criteria instead of something else is because that's all we can control. We will know if they showed up to the call or not because we can just ask them over email. We will know where their company is located. We can just find that information online. We will know their company size because we can just look at their headcount. We will know what the title of the decision maker was because we can just once again look at their LinkedIn profile or something. And we can see what industry they are in. Once again, from the website, from the LinkedIn, whatever it might be. So there's no chance for the client to tell you any different information than you actually see online. And those are pretty much the base fundamentals for the version 1 offer. So you could just, for example, say that, hey, we help B2B education companies in Canada get 3 new extra clients every 15 weeks using personalized outbound prospecting on pay per results basis. So this could be the first version of your offer. And then you just pitch them cold email, starting fee, pay per call, double guarantee, 30-day satisfaction, and only pay for qualified leads. Boom, we're ready to rock. And that is going to be your version 1 offer. So then what happens here is super important. Like a big mistake, once again, that a lot of people make is they create that offer and they start running their lead gen agency. And then they get 5 clients, 10 clients. Let's say they get to $10,000 a month. Like you can take the version 1 offer and you can run it to like 30K a month. I've seen it multiple times. Because once again, if there's demand in your niche, like it's not really going to be hard. You don't have to have any crazy offers. But that's a huge mistake. If you just change the offer a bit based on the feedback you have been getting and everything that you have learned from the niche and all of your credibility and everything, you'd be able to make way more money by having less clients. So let's say that you work with 3 clients. So you have client A, then you have client B, and then you also have client C. And let's say that client A, on average, you're getting him really good results and they're paying you 5. Then let's say client B, they are a little bit a different company and you're not really crushing it for them. So they're only paying you 1K a month. And let's say that client C is paying you 2K a month. The client A is performing the best. Obviously, they are the best type of client. So what we first need to do is we need to identify, okay, what is the difference between client A and client B and C? So for example, let's say that we work in marketing industry. Client A might be an SEO agency and client B is a Facebook ad agency and client C is a branding agency. So all of these are marketing agencies and marketing companies that you could work with. But you clearly see that, okay, it's so much easier to get good results for an SEO company than it is for anything else. And there might be other differentiators as well. Like client A might be from Canada and other clients are from the US, or like, okay, the Canadian market is better. Or client A might be a huge company with a lot of case studies, a lot of credibility, and client B and C might be a bit smaller. You need to spot the variable or multiple variables that makes it easier for you to actually absolutely crush it for the client. You need to identify what is your best client type. And after you have identified that, you're going to make a mental note that, okay, in the future, I only want to work with SEO agencies based in Canada that have over 200 employees. Because obviously you want to work with those companies if you're able to get the best results for them. Because like you do the same work for all of these companies. So obviously if client A is paying you 5 times more than client B, you just want to work with client A with these companies that are the type client A. And in a lot of cases, the companies that are performing really well and are really easy to get results to, usually you will spend less time working with them. What we're going to also do is we're going to ask this SEO company and we're going to see if there's something else that we could also do for the company. So what you're going to do is you're going to go and talk to your client A and we're going to be like, okay, right now we're running cold email campaigns. But I also noticed that you don't have a landing landing page, you don't have a video sales there, you don't have a LinkedIn page, you don't have any pre-call automations. So you can propose to them, hey John, I have this thesis, we are already generating you a lot of calls, that's absolutely fantastic. But what if we also start doing LinkedIn for you, LinkedIn outbound prospecting, or what if we start doing your LinkedIn ads, if we created you a video sales letter? And because you have never done it before, once again, you don't want to ask for anything crazy. I just want to tell the client, let me do this for you, I'll do it for free, and if we hit X KPI, you're gonna pay me Y amount. So pretty much this is just a way of seeing how you can deliver more value to these types of clients. So then you do that, you go in the trenches, you create a pre-call automation, or you implement a CRM, or you implement a new sales process, or pre-call automation, or LinkedIn, whatever it might be. And it either works or it doesn't. If it doesn't work, you ask if the client if you can do something else, but you figure out an additional thing that you can do for the client. And in a lot of cases, it might be just multiple things. You implement them a CRM, you implement a new sales process, you create them a VSL, you create all of these crazy things, and that just boosts the client's revenue. Because think about it. Let's say that you're booking the client 15 sales calls every single month. And out of these 15 calls, they are getting 50% of them to actually attend the call, and they are closing them at 15% closing rate. This would mean that every single month, they are getting around 1.1 new deal. And let's say that they're selling a service that costs $3,000 and the clients normally stick with them for 5 months. This would pretty much mean that every single month they're making an extra $15,000 from your service. But then that you help them and you start doing also LinkedIn outbound or LinkedIn advertising, and suddenly you start booking them 20 calls a month. And then you put in a pre-call automation and you bump their show up rate to 70%. You also help them to implement a CRM, so it's easier for them to do follow-ups. You get their closing rate to 25%. This would mean that instead of making 15,000 every single month and closing one deal, they would be closing 3.5 deals a month. And that would obviously mean if one client is worth 15K, that they would start making over $52,000 a month from your service. Obviously, this is not going to happen overnight, but this is what I want you to understand. When you find a good client, it's way easier to figure out ways how to make them more money instead of trying to find another really good client. Also, you might be looking at this, you're like, Levi, I don't even know how to do cold email. Like, there's no way that I'm able to start doing pre-call automations or CRM implementation or whatever. But trust me, when you start working with a company and you get their cold email working, you will learn so much more about the company and the industry and just talking to the company every single week, that implementing simple things like CRMs and pre-call automations that are like extremely simple things, but most companies don't have them in place. It's not going to be super hard. You can find all the information from YouTube. Your niche for the version 2 offer is going to be the niche that you identified here. So SEO in Canada. And then your offer is going to be these results that you generated here. That you will do this same thing did for this company. We will get you X results, aka the results that you got for the client, in Y time frame, aka how long it took, using and then the thing that you use to get those results. For example, we will make you an extra $52,000 a month, and let's say that this took you 6 months to do, in 6 months through sales optimized outbound funnels. And then when you tell this to someone and they're going to be like really skeptical, you can just show that, hey, we already did it for this company. And here's their case study, here's their testimonial, here's their numbers. So it's going to be way easier for them to believe you. And because you have credibility and you have experience, you have proof, you can start charging them a monthly retainer plus revenue share. So at this point, I would recommend you to charge $3,000 to pretty much $10,000 if you're really good a month, plus 5 to 15% of the revenue generated through your campaigns and through your efforts. And the reason why you want to have rev share is because this is really where the big money is made. If you, for example, have one customer, Wyatt, who has 2 clients and he's making both of them millions of dollars, and he has a 2 to 4% revenue share deal on all of those clients. So for example, in 1 month, he made over $70,000 in pure profit by working with only 2 clients because he made his clients so much money. You won't get a 70K retainer anywhere, but you will get 70K if you deliver someone absolutely fantastic results. So let's say that you have 3 clients, and for each one of those clients, you're making them $30,000 a month. So in total, you're making your clients $90,000 a month. And let's say you have a 10% rev share on this. This would mean that you would get $9,000 from just pure performance fees, then plus the retainers you have them. So let's say that one client is paying you $5K a month, one client is paying you $3,000 a month, and one client is paying you $6,000 a month. If we add that up, that comes down to $23,000 a month from just working with 3 clients. And your profit margins are going to be huge because you don't need to have a crazy team. You just have 3 clients and you will have crazy case studies, crazy results, and then getting new clients is going to be super easy because you're absolutely crushing it for your past clients. And then what happens, let's say you have 3 clients, you're going to look, okay, who are you generating the best results for? Okay, for this company, I'm generating the best results for. What makes this company different? Or because they're this size, or they're from this niche, or they have these kind of things in place. Once again, it's going to be our new niche. Okay, can we do something else? And you just keep iterating iterating, and figuring out what kind of things you can do for these companies to make them more money. And you keep increasing your prices, getting more clients, getting more results, and you're just gonna be making crazy profit every single month. And that's how you really wanna approach creating your offer in 2024. And obviously, if you're right now thinking about building a B2B lead gen agency to quit your 9 to 5, just make some extra money, provide a great living to people close to you, just have time and location freedom, travel the world, whatever, what you can do is you can go check out agencyvelocity.io, and that's our consultation company where we help people like you to scale their lead gen agency from $0 to $10,000 a month and beyond. You can also go check out leadgenkit.io, which is our free course. We used to sell it for a few $100, but it's completely free right now, so go check that out as well. The links are in the description. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe so I can get to 10k subs ASAP, and let's have an absolutely fantastic rest of the day and year, and I'll see you next time. Take care, bye.